Where are we going live?
YouTube.com.
YouTube.com.
Are we sure that we're COPA compliant or?
I had to.
At the COPA compliant.
Settings.
There is a big mess of opinions rolling around on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had to mark that we never do content for kids.
Really?
And I think we're okay as long as their thumbnails don't look like we do content for kids. Because that's
our
the thing.
thumbnails are usually just pictures of us.
Yeah, well,
pictures
exactly.
of us. So
We're clearly not
see.
for kids.
What
Clearly.
kids would want to see that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, that's like those moths that have the fake eyeballs on their wings to say like,
Yeah.
don't touch.
Yeah.
This is
Because
bad
who wants
for
to touch
you.
an eyeball?
Well,
Well,
they think it's a larger predator is the idea.
I get it. Yeah.
they started up that Rick and Morty show again.
Hey,
And,
hey, Morty, I'm a pickle. I'm a pickle man. So let's go, Morty. Gee whiz, Rick. Let's go have science fiction adventures.
But we use that. So we use the Apple TV to basically watch everything.
Right.
Netflix, Disney Plus, and whatnot.
Right.
So when you go up to like iTunes TV shows, a thumbnail of Rick and Morty season 4 shows up there because it's in the top of the charts.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like the half.
Oh yeah, they're like split in
Rick
half.
and Morty, they're split in half. Anyway, my daughter is scared of that image.
And that's probably the point.
I've had to explain to Finn that he can't watch that show because because it's constantly showing up as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But I did purchase the Lost in Space complete series for like $20.
The old 60s show.
The old 60s show. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'm still waiting
dun,
for.
dun, 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 dun.
Fun show.
All
All right, you're done. You can stop.
You know who composed that, by the way?
Alan Thicke?
No.
Alan Thicke.
No. Alan Thicke.
I'm not expecting you to say that.
Alan Thicke did write a bunch of
TV
TV
bunch
songs.
of TV theme songs.
Yeah,
Exactly
that's absolutely true. So that's
Lost
not
in space.
that's not a terrible guess, but I mean, how old
John
is Alan
Williams?
Thicke?
Yeah, that's what
John
I'm
Williams?
getting at. Is
No, that is a John Williams tune.
Yeah.
The Lost in Space theme is by the guy who did the Star Wars theme.
Are you
much
sure
more
it's not
believable
Alan
and
Thicke,
much less surprising.
It was a joint. It was a joint thing because John
Joint
Williams was
venture.
making it all dramatic sounding, and then Alan Thicke was like, "Can you put in some?"
though? As
thought you were gonna
long
say
as we've
this-
got each other.
throw in a bunch of naked women for the video.
What?
What?
That was
That's Robin Thicke.
I know.
Now going off on all kinds of
That's-
tangents.
What?
And then he started doing that improv of like his Southern evangelist preacher.
What?
That's like a Robin Williams thing. You see,
Oh,
because we're now it's a chain.
see, mine was way more related than yours was.
No, I don't know. Was it?
Yeah. Oh, it was.
Was it though?
Was it though? Was it? Was it though?
Yay, I'm the family.
God, here we go.
All comes back to that.
Yeah, yeah.
All goes back to that.
Can we start the show?
Can
No,
we?
I don't see why we can't, Lois. We got a talking baby.
Hello and welcome to episode 681 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, November 26th, 2019. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me, as always, from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
I really thought you were going to introduce me as the greatest co-pilot to ever shoot the tubes.
No,
Disappointed.
you've been playing too much.
He was playing some sewer shark before the
Yeah, we
show.
were talking
Sorry,
about it.
Seward Shark.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that why
Yeah,
you like
see?
that game so much?
Why not?
Because you're in the title?
You're in the title.
Sure.
Yeah. Can't spell sewer shark without Sewart and a T.
And that's not how my last name is spelled.
Well,
True.
I mean, I get the confusion. You've only known me for 20 years, so.
no, wait, which one is you?
Mm-hmm.
And joining me as well from the
Ouch.
great state of Washington, a man who will be celebrating Thanksgiving Prime with us here in the States, Mr. Phil Theobald. Thanksgiving
what?
Prime.
Thanksgiving Prime.
Wait. Well, first of all, I'm not going to pretend like I'm giving you a high five over internet
Over the
video.
internet.
I'm not doing
Why
that.
not?
Is
Why
it?
not?
I mean, is this? Was that is like a Canada dig?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
okay. It's a
They
Canada
already
dig.
had their Thanksgiving.
Zingo.
Yeah. Zing, zing, zing.
Hey, speaking of the upcoming holiday, and more specifically the retail holiday that immediately follows.
Yeah.
Places are having their Black Friday. Black Friday's starting like a week early these days.
Yep.
I go into the store and that's all I see are the Black Friday decorations going
I was
up.
looking around for good deals on a 4K television.
Oh yeah,
Didn't find one I wanted.
that's
Next
Yeah,
year.
boy,
By the way, it's said that Canadian Thanksgiving probably comes first. You know what's scarier?
you mean like comes first in the sense
No,
of like
as
the
in it
calendar?
was celebrated
Oh,
before
oh,
American Thanksgiving. You know what's really spooky though? The site that I went to find that out
yeah.
has that Rick and Morty ad right on it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, they're listening. Oh my God.
Oh my God,
There
they're
you go.
listening.
It's microphones are picking up you talking about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Morty,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
go on some crazy adventures in
That's
the
not what
science
they sound
fiction
like at all.
world.
That's not at all.
Hey, Morty, I'm a pickle,
Oh.
Morty.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
I'm
Oh,
a pickle.
geez.
I'm the pickle guy. Yeah.
So,
I have my Black Friday story was going somewhere.
okay.
Not somewhere
continue.
interesting, but it is going somewhere. The place that it's going is this. I have my first, I guess we'll call it a Black Friday purchase. It was purchased at this time of year on a discount, but my first Black Friday purchase should be arriving potentially while we are recording this
Whoa.
episode.
What is it?
I got the Amazon "This is out for delivery." Some poor schmo on a Sunday night.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say they deliver on Sundays.
They do.
I
They do.
guess so.
Messed up society do you people live in?
It's
I'm
called
expecting-
America.
I'm expecting something today as well, but it was originally supposed to be here on Friday.
Oh, well, that's not good. What are you waiting for?
No, not a Black Friday deal.
Oh, this is,
Just a package that I ordered.
something.
And
something
now
It's
you're
porn.
embarrassed to talk about on the air. I got
porn.
it.
no, it's a pair of binoculars for my daughter for our
For-
upcoming trip
For
Don't say it so
spying
loud.
for spying on neighbors.
for spying. That's exactly what it is.
The lady
CJ
across
wants
the
to-
street.
I was gonna say
likes
CJ
to
wants to fill us in on
change
what happened
with her-
after that one.
Oh, is this? Yeah, this is
No.
for the people. This is for your neighbors who would throw stuff out windows.
No, this is
Now
not.
to find
No.
out the real story.
The real, yeah, investigative reporting. No,
Huh?
now like Amazon has that thing where you can select an Amazon day where like all of your packages will arrive on that day or whatever.
Oh, right.
So last week I ordered some things and selected Friday as the day,
And they missed it.
and then they didn't do it. It was like early in the week, so it's how do you miss it?
Yeah, it's a suggested
They
day.
not only missed Friday, it didn't come yesterday, and is
Well, you know what this
allegedly
is?
coming today. But
This is Amazon Day observed. So you're still
That's
technically getting
still
it
in the window
on the
Still in
proper
the
day.
window.
I ordered and I have no reason to get this, but I guess
mean that
that's-
describes about 90% of your
I was gonna
purchases.
say,
that's
yeah,
well, that's just don't pretend like I'm the only one who buys unnecessary crap. Okay.
Sure.
Did I show you my micro Mega CD and
Oh,
Mega Drive 2?
I thought I heard did I show you my micro and didn't know where that was going. What is
That's
that? Is
cool.
that is a tiny little
That's
It's
a tiny little
Sega CD.
Mega CD and a
that's-
Mega Drive 2.
for those who are just listening to this. Greg is holding up it's a small model of a Genesis. I guess it's a Mega Drive.
It's
2,
got a
right?
little CD in it. Yep.
Mega Drive 2 with the Mega CD add-on. This is the side mounted one.
I also have the
And it is-
the
It will fit in the palm of your hand.
and I also have the classic one.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
right next to me with a 32X.
Oh
And
man.
this one has the little extender, so you can put the original Mega Drive on it too.
Oh man.
All kinds
So
of
those are-
controllers, and it's fun.
And I mean those are clearly those aren't like little plug and play devices. That's just a
No,
small like
they're
kind
from
of
like a gotcha.
toys.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cute. Where'd you get those?
I don't remember where I ordered them from.
What an odd thing.
The Orient.
Did you? Classy. Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
Sit on the package.
Oh boy. Wait, did you get those recently?
Yeah, they just showed up this week.
Okay, but you don't know where they came from?
Well, no, I don't remember where I ordered them from. They were
Oh.
available in Japan and like the little gotcha.
Play Asia.
Okay.
Probably Play Asia.
Yeah.
I don't remember. All I know is someone hip
Someone
to their existence.
At
I was
some
like, I
point,
gotta have those. I
He
went
doesn't
and
look at
found them for
return
sale.
addresses. He just opens the box.
at some point you gave someone on the internet money, and
they
at some
gave me
point
these.
a box showed up.
Yeah, it was like magic.
This
Anything
box
else
is addressed to me. I shall open it.
Anything else seems like unnecessary details.
And
I
the best part
suppose.
was I'd forgotten I even ordered them.
Oh,
so
well,
it was like
now
it was a little surprise.
there you go.
And by the
But
way,
it's-
Amazon just delivered my box that I was waiting.
Even
Well,
the
good job.
Mega CD one
Yeah.
sliding door. for the
Oh, that's
CD.
cute.
Ah.
What disc is it? Because there is a tiny little disc inside there. What
yeah,
disc
they
is
came
it?
with two little discs. One
it-
of them is Shining Force of all
Ooh,
things.
That's unexpected.
That's
but
very
okay.
you.
Yeah,
I would imagine
and,
Sonic CD would be like kind
no,
of
no.
the really
I
Black
don't
Hole
know
Assault.
what this is. Yeah, it should be.
Is it?
I don't know what this one is. This might be Shining Force. My eyesight isn't good enough to tell, and I doubt that that's going to come through.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
seeing
no,
I'm seeing a
no.
blur.
Yeah,
Seeing
it's
a-
a blue blur.
but I
wait.
mean, like,
Oh,
It-
then it is Sonic.
came with like a bunch of different cartridges. Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles that you could actually connect to.
Oh man.
Mado Monogatari was one of the cartridges.
Okay.
okay.
And the 32X came with a Space Harrier
Oh, nice.
cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really cute. I was
Nice.
really happy with them.
Nice. I my purchase that should be here theoretically within an hour or so is I bought another DualShock 4.
Oh,
Controller.
cheap,
Were they on cheap?
They were like $38, something
Nice.
like that. I have absolutely no need for one. I have two already. I have the one that came with my system, and then I bought a second one at some point. I have one of the blue ones, but they did just come out with a purple one
For
in the
Fortnite.
past few months. Is that a Fortnite?
I think that's most. Yeah.
Is the purple one for Fortnite? I
Well,
mean, it has
an
the-
Xbox purple one that just came out. That's for Fortnite. I assume.
Well, I mean, this
the,
has no Fortnite branding on it.
Oh,
or
okay, then
anything. It's
maybe
it's
not.
just
maybe
because
not
they
then.
because Sony brought out maybe 3 or 4 different colored controllers recently.
Why can't a purple
Right.
controller just be a purple controller?
Yeah, why you gotta slap Fortnite?
Why we
on
got
it?
to put labels on everything?
Yeah.
CJ?
All purple controllers should be this controller. Right
Oh,
here.
look at geez, he's holding up a Sea of Thieves controller.
Do you play with that controller? Is that just the box?
That's just the box. I
You
used
have
to.
it-
I used to play with that.
Oh, did you really? And then
Yeah.
you're like, this has to be saved for prosperity,
Yes.
posterity.
Did you just say prosperity?
I did, and then I corrected
Posterity.
myself.
I noticed.
Posterity.
Cut me some slack.
Posterior.
Cut me some
Yeah.
slack.
Jack.
But yeah, I wanted a purple DualShock because purple, I don't know if you guys knew this, is the best color.
Yeah,
agree.
it's pretty darn good.
There are many,
I
many
wish
colors.
Nintendo would start making its consoles in purple
Purple.
again.
Purple is the
Yeah.
best one. And it's a really, if you look it up, it's a really nice shade of purple. It's not like that kind of atomic purple that we saw
Right,
of
'cause
like
that
the
was
old
gross.
GBA. It's more of a muted, it's more of a Shockwave purple, if I'm being honest with myself.
So is that more of like a
Shockwave
Super Nintendo purple or
A little
Would you
more of
say?
that, but
Yeah.
little more lavendery. It's a nice
Ah.
looking shade of purple. So
well, hopefully it shows
needed-
up while we're recording.
well, it should.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So we're speaking about hardware from the 90s. Why don't we talk
Stadia
about
came out?
What?
Stadia came out?
Oh, I was gonna say, let's bring up Half-Life Alyx, the newest release from Valve Corporation. You're familiar with them, right, Phil?
Yeah, well, yeah. That
you talking to Gabe about this week or
I was. I cornered
down in the
him.
food court?
Cornered him in the food court.
You were
was-
like, you know what? You
I was
guys
like-
are into the VR, right? You should make the next Half-Life game VR only.
I was
so
like,
that
listen, Pally,
people-
get your hands out of your mouth there for a second,
Oh wow.
God.
because my pal CJ just loves cracking wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he told me all about it.
All about it.
I was like, yo, GN, what's the haps? And he was like, you check out VR, man. We're gonna take it to the next level.
We're gonna rock some socks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a trailer for Half-Life Alyx.
Yes.
I haven't watched it.
And what's
I
weird?
haven't watched it.
Oh, look at Greg's holding up a tiny little out of focus Genesis controller.
6-button too.
Yep. That
Yeah,
is
it's nice.
so out of focus.
Yeah.
What's really
So
weird
your
about
face.
what?
Hmm?
What's really weird about this Half-Life Alyx
Yeah.
is that it's Alex P. Keaton.
That is really weird. Huh.
Does it come? Does this room have the poster of Richard Nixon on the bearskin rug? I love that gag.
Oh man.
I wasn't
Alex
into Half-Life, so this announcement really doesn't mean a whole lot to me. But
I thought you were gonna say you weren't into Family Ties, which
we
like,
all
that's
know
not
it's a
true.
lie.
Which is
that is
definitely
You were
wrong.
singing the
not
theme
true.
song earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Growing Pains.
Oh, was that Growing Pains?
Right.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Common mistake.
What would
Common
we do,
mistake.
baby, without us? Right?
Yeah,
That's
that
Family
was
Ties.
way out of tune.
Sha-la-la-la.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, not that I could sing it in tune anyway, but I was kind of half remembering the lyrics and the tune. In fact, I can't remember any of it other than "What would we do, baby, without us?" Sha la la la.
Yeah, right at the end.
Yeah. Also, Tom
that's the
Hanks
important part.
played their drunken uncle.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was their alcoholic uncle.
Man, I used to watch that show every week.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we had to because Michael J. Fox.
You only got one channel up.
Oh,
in
right.
Canada.
That's right.
Canadian.
They just
Yeah.
played Family
Yeah.
Ties all the time. Is that what it was?
I already explained what it was. You were too busy making your terrible joke.
Michael J. Fox
to
is from
listen.
Canada. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're aware of that.
Anyway, it sounds like you guys really care about Half-Life Alyx. So
I don't have VR for my computer.
Yeah.
So
me neither.
I won't get to play this. I like Half-Life. Never been a huge Half-Life fan. So I mean, good. If they had announced Portal 3, I would have been very
Yes, I would have been all about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But hey, maybe Valve is making games again. Maybe Portal 3 will be a thing.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger news.
Yeah.
So
I want to see Portal on the Switch. That'd be fun.
I'd like to see Portal
You
3.
could
Screw
could
bringing an old game to Switch. That's not what I'm all about. Let's get a new Portal game, not Bridge Builder, but a new
No.
Portal game.
But
yeah.
Portal 3.
Portal
Yeah.
3.
Portal, or
Don't-
I guess going by their new naming conventions, Portal
Alyx.
Shell.
Oh,
Oh, is that just
yeah, they just
all
call
their
everything
games are going to be Alex
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay then. Well, now that that's over, let's talk about
That may be the best segue this show's ever had
Let's-
in its 13 plus years. Now that that's over,
now that's
here's
over.
a new
God,
topic.
that's over
Let's
with.
talk about Amy Hennig starting a new studio with
Well-
Skydance Media.
Well, first of all, it's
fun
Hennig.
Hennig.
Hennig. Second of
No.
all,
Like Mr. Perfect.
this is
Like Doug
the
Henning, the magician from TV.
this is she is the mind behind, of course. Everyone knows Amy Hennig
Uncharted.
from Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City
Yes.
for the
Right.
Super Nintendo,
Yes.
That's
the
correct.
Electronic Arts classic
Yes,
from the 16-bit era.
but also Uncharted and
Wait, which one?
Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver,
I don't know.
something like
I don't know.
CJ's calling out some deep cuts there.
that. Deep-
that's that's
deep
that's
cuts. Or
that's
that
what-
cancel. How about that canceled Star Wars game?
that's 100% true, by the way. I know I
Yeah.
like to
We-
josh and have a little fun on this
We've
show,
all
but
known Phil to crack
Yes.
wise.
Amy
Trying
Hennig's
to.
first game was indeed Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City.
Correct.
Just like the guy
So
who ran, who created Twisted Metal. What's his name?
David Jaffe?
Yes.
David
His
Jaffe.
first game was Mickey Mania.
That's right. That's right.
Indeed. Anyway, Amy Hennig, new studio with Skydance, who is like a big Hollywood conglomerate. They do like Mission Impossible and the Terminator movies, produce them.
You know that new
And
Terminator
so-
movie is already out of the theater.
Oh, really?
I heard
No.
it was absolutely terrible.
It is. I
Not that I was going to see it, but wow.
popped on the old Fandango to see what movies were out right now, and yeah, the theater near me, no Terminator movie anymore.
Yeah.
All right
So,
then.
That was quick. Now, Skydance, are these the people
Walking
who picked
Dead
up The Walking Dead?
people?
No, that's Skybound.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That was
This
I'm
is
with you, Phil. That was the
Skydance.
first thing I thought of was
right. Yeah. Okay. Skydance.
Completely different. Yeah.
Okay.
So new studio in the Bay Area, and be making some kind of narrative focused video games.
the San Francisco Bay Area.
That's right, San Francisco Bay
Okay.
Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of. I mean, there's Hudson Bay. Could have been in
Keep
Hudson
going.
Bay.
Yep. There's
Yeah,
the Cheddar
there's-
Bay biscuits.
Cheddar Bay biscuits. Who wouldn't want to set up shop near
That's where
Cheddar,
Cheddar
Bay
Bay.
biscuits?
just right in the Cheddar Bay.
Because those are fantastic.
Is that located in Wisconsin somewhere?
No, it's in Red
Really?
Lobster.
It's your local Red Lobster.
I mean, there's probably a Red Lobster in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Well, you know, I mean,
okay.
it's Wisconsin's known for lobster, so
Wisconsin is known for
It's bays.
for the Dells, for the ducks. Man, you go to the Dells, visit Tommy Bartlett's Robot World, you ride the ducks.
The mystery
What?
spot.
Oh
the
man,
Dells.
is there a mystery spot?
I'm sure there is.
I
There's
don't
something like
remember. I remember
Hmm.
Tommy Bartlett's Robot World. I remember the
Yes.
Foam House of Tomorrow.
Yes. What about
Giant-
Noah's Ark?
Oh, the water park. Absolutely.
Family Land?
What was Family Land?
I don't know.
I don't
Bad
remember.
water park.
I remember.
Now we're
Noah's Ark
talking about the
water park.
Wisconsin Dells who
Clearly more interesting
anyone-
than whatever Amy Hennig is doing these days.
anyone who did not grow up in the Midwest is like
Oh man, Tommy
skipping past
Bartlett
this
friggin'
chapter.
owned the Dells though. Did you ride
That's
the
true.
ducks when you went to the Dells?
Of course I did.
You bet you
You
did.
definitely do that.
Ride them ducks. Look at Greg Stewart just left. He's sick
Greg's
of
just leaving,
listening to Midwest kids talk about the Dells.
or he's just coughing up a lung, playing
that
more
could-
Sewer Shark. more
That's
than likely.
probably it. So anyway, what is this? What's this thing going on? What's happening
What?
here? Amy Hennig's working.
Doing a new, starting a new studio, hiring developers.
Is she starting this? Is she running the studio?
Yes.
Okay, that's
along
cool.
with Larry Ellison's son.
Now who's that?
I don't know. I clicked off the story because I thought we
Oh,
were
for
done
crying
with
out
it.
loud. Well,
Then Greg leaves.
Amy Hennig does some pretty great games, so I am excited to
does,
see what she has up her sleeves.
And I'm sure we will see in a few years' time.
Hopefully now that she's not at the beck and call of EA, whatever she's working on won't get canceled out from under her.
Yes.
I really wanted to see her Star Wars game.
Same.
me too.
Mhm.
Man, that would have been good.
Yep. How you doing, Greg? There you
Good.
is. Oh,
You're,
oh,
you're
he's
back
oh,
now.
he's focusing his camera.
Back now.
Greg
Thanks-
started
thanks for
waving.
coming
I
back.
thought he was just saying hi, but
Greg, you're back just in time for talk of Google Stadia, which
Yeah.
I know
Bye.
is a topic you
The most predictable disaster in the history of the video game industry.
want to talk about.
now
Yeah, launched
there was
last
the
week.
Ouya.
It's true.
Launched last week. None
Wait,
of us.
it's out already?
It's out.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's out. It launched.
Yikes.
It lasted about as long as the new Terminator film.
Oh,
Not great reviews. And
No.
go figure.
of course,
Who knew that streaming 4K gameplay would use up a lot of bandwidth?
yeah. What is it? 20 gigs an hour
Really?
is what one of the stories said. Yeah,
When it
Jeez.
works.
when it works. Yeah.
Ugh,
So yeah, that's out. That's all I have to
Well,
say.
that's-
It's not getting great. No, it's
I-
not getting great reviews, of
I think
course.
that's all
and,
anyone has to say about that.
There's been a lot of confusion about some of the policies. There was an uproar on Twitter early, or probably around midweek,
Mhm.
where like the Stadia Italy account told somebody that if they cancel their Stadia Pro
Right.
membership, that means that any game they got on discount is removed from their
Like if they,
account.
like if they
Like if-
bought it.
If they bought it
Well,
on
I guess
sale
because you have to buy
using
every
the
game.
discount.
You have to buy
You have to
every
buy
game
every
on
game.
Stadia.
That's right.
But if you bought it
So-
on sale, they take it away.
no,
Well, they don't.
so
Oh,
they
okay.
don't. But the official
But
Stadia account
everyone
told
thought they
somebody
did.
that they do. So,
Oh, well.
yeah. But
Okay.
there's just been a lot of like little things like that have sort of hampered this.
Is that a little thing though?
That's a pretty. That would be a pretty big thing if it was
Telling
true.
people we're just going
If
to.
it was true.
But I mean, even like
having an official account say that.
Yeah, that's not a little thing. That's
not a little thing.
You get to keep your games that you buy.
Yeah,
is a pretty simple message.
One would think.
Well, what do I know?
But anyway,
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. I'm looking forward to see how it unfolds.
Yes.
I think we're seeing how it's going to unfold.
I think we have already seen how it's unfolded. Let's just jump right into what you've been playing. Phil, you weren't here last week, so
that is absolutely true.
Why don't you kick us off? I know you've been playing a lot of excellent video games.
I will say the bulk of my gaming time has been spent playing a game for work.
Okay, say no more.
That I will not be discussing on this show because
Leaf Green or
I cannot comment.
I got you covered. I got you covered on that, and I'm gonna rip that game.
The company I work for, friends, may have recently released a new game, and I've been playing quite a bit of it, both for pleasure and for work purposes.
Ed and Eddie.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker Chaos, I think is the name of that game. Was that there was an Ed and Eddie game that I believe had Jawbreaker in the subtitle.
I'm sure there was at least one.
But our game is apparently selling fairly well, which is nice to see.
And good to see an indie title really climbing the charts.
Well, I did a lot of work on it. So
well, I mean, they released it at 9 cents on the Switch. So
what can I say except
99% off.
So,
all right.
I've been playing a lot of that, but other than that, you know what? I wasn't here last week.
What's that?
Besides the fact that I don't like either of you very much.
Yeah,
that's not true. I like Greg, but the reason.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Look on CJ's face.
Yeah.
Such,
can I ask a question?
Betrayal. Yeah, go ahead.
Since I came back to Nova Scotia from Seattle.
Yes.
How many times have you two seen each other?
Once.
Really?
Precisely.
Yes.
Did you run into each other somewhere, or was
no?
Okay.
Phil, his wife, and Finn came to Charlotte's birthday party.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, CJ.
We invited them. We invited them to Charlotte's birthday party.
So you didn't make any adult plans or anything. It's just that's not really hanging out with each other.
I mean, to be fair, CJ was holding the party at a strip club, so kind of adult
Those
plans.
are adult plans.
That does not surprise me in the least.
But yes, we went to his kid's birthday.
CJ's
party.
like, never do this.
There you go. So once, a solid one time.
One time. Yeah.
Well,
that's something.
Yep. No, I last week I had gone down to visit my good pal Bill Mudron and in Portland, Oregon. And I was down there hanging out with him, being a nerd. And Bill had recently purchased one of those arcade 1-up machines.
All right.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, so am I. He got specifically the Star Wars one.
Excellent.
Bill's a big Star Wars nerd, and he wanted to have the old Star Wars arcade game in his room, and now he does. So I got a chance to.
And now you live there as well.
Yeah,
is that where you're?
I knocked him out and loaded it up into my car and drove it back home. No, it's great though. Holy cow, it is super cool. The yoke, it's got the yoke controller, just like the old game, works really well. It's feels really solid, very sturdy. And man, what a great game. What a great game. It also has the Empire Strikes Back game, which is another vector graphics game. I guess it was originally just a conversion kit for the old Star Wars game.
I read that.
And I believe it came out like post Jedi. Like it's a
really? Oh,
it was a late release. Yeah. Which it's fine. It's not nearly as good as the first game, and then
Right.
it's got the Return of the Jedi game, which is not vector graphics, but it's like a little kind of isometric.
Yeah, there's
game.
isometric speeder run and everything, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, there's like a speeder bike race where you're
Yes.
dodging trees,
I
and
think that's all I ever played of it.
and there's also there's and again it's still isometric, but you're flying the Falcon.
Okay.
And you're going in like flying through the Death Star, blowing up
Okay.
TIE fighters, and then
Yep.
you blow up the core, and then you're flying back out as flames
That sounds cool.
on the side of my face start
Yep.
coming out. But the Empire and Jedi games are kind of whatever. But that Star Wars game, man, is so good,
Very good.
so
Yeah.
good. You know what else too? When I was driving down there, I may have pulled off the highway to pop into just random Walmart stores,
Okay.
looking for exclusive toys, which I
As-
found, by the way.
Of course you would.
Thank you very much.
As
What
you
is
hold
it
up
there?
the
'Cause
Transformers.
you held it up and Phil or CJ started talking.
It is.
Oh, it's Rumble and is it
it's
Rumble and Frenzy?
Rumble and Ravage right there,
Ravage, okay.
and then we have Frenzy and Laserbeak.
Nice.
So the old G1 reissues. I also
God, I
have,
love the old Transformer, the art on those Transformers.
Oh, I know, it's beautiful,
Like
right?
the renders of the robots. I just
Yeah,
always
yeah.
love them.
Yeah, classic
Blister pack.
toy illustrations, and then they also reissued the old Soundwave toy, of course.
Of course.
So I have that as well. Why that is right here, my friend. Look at that.
Mhm.
Classic old
God, I loved that when I was a kid.
old Soundwave, yeah.
Very cool.
But I was looking for those, and I found them, fortunately. But also, I was looking around in the store, and they had the Ninja Turtle arcade one-up machine.
Oh, nice.
That's the one I think I would get if I was going to get one.
And
Huh.
they had one actually built and playable, like a display
Whoa.
model.
All right.
And I played a little bit of it, and
Not good.
boy, oh
Oh,
no,
then you
quite the
bought it?
opposite, Greg.
Oh no.
It turned in. I didn't buy it.
Okay.
I'll skip to the end there. I did not
Mm.
buy it, but boy, was I trying to figure out, can I cram this into the back seat of my car? Can I get
Without
away
my
with
wife
spending
noticing?
$400 on this stupid thing?
Yeah.
And where am I going to put it
Yeah.
in our
That's-
place?
That's my biggest. I think I
Yeah.
could free up the cash if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this time of year, I don't know if I could, but generally, but I don't know where I'd put it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because boy, oh boy,
Mm.
was it nice.
So tempting.
It was really nice. I played through the first level of the first game. You know, you're going through the burning building,
God, I
and,
love that game so
and
much.
Rocksteady
Great.
comes up in the giant drill
Really great.
tank, and you fight him. Oh,
So
good.
question,
Okay.
were the voices in it? Like when Rocksteady came up, did he speak?
I think so.
Because I don't remember where I saw it, but it was some video
Yeah.
where I think it was when they reissued that. Oh, I know what it was. They included the original game on one of the newer Turtles games,
Right.
and
Uh,
the game was the same, but
Right.
they clearly didn't have all the rights to the voices, so
Oh.
none of the characters spoke.
That's weird because it's not like it wasn't like the cartoon voice actors or anything like
No,
that.
I know. And also apparently in this one that I was looking at, it was actually looping some random original music.
Oh, really?
Weird.
I
okay.
So I'm
I-
just curious if the rights are a little bit weird for that game. That's all.
I thought it did, but I may be a false
You would have
memory.
noticed if the music wasn't right, though. I would assume. So
You know what though? I don't know because I mean it's been a
Okay.
long time since I've played the
Okay.
old arcade machine. I don't know.
be worth finding
know.
out. I think.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people.
Oh yeah, somebody
on
somewhere has
YouTube,
talked about it.
yeah, have footage of it and stuff like
Mm.
that. But it played great. It was
So many great memories of that game. When
I know, right?
for us, it was going over to Prince Edward Island and
Right,
my
well,
brother and
you-
I playing it on the ferry.
On the ferry, yeah, we've talked about that, like that
All
it's
the time.
like that
All
that,
the time. Yeah.
that unit is still on the ferry from what you were
Yes.
saying, right?
Yeah,
Oh man, yeah, I don't know if I can figure out a place to put that thing in our place, I might crack at some point because it's really nice. And it's got like it's got the artwork on the
Yes,
side,
it
like
does.
the full old cabinet artwork with the
great, terrible Konami cabinet artwork.
Yeah, with the
terrible
woman,
April O'Neil.
woman dressed up as April, and yeah, it's fantastic. So I want it. What else have I been playing? Oh, you know what I picked up? I actually picked this up like during last week. I would have been talking about it last week, but new Switch game came out from Taito. And this is a game that I believe originated on like iOS.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes, and they've since put out a version on Steam, and it just came out on the Switch. It's a rhythm game, music game. Groove Coaster YY Party.
Yeah.
And that's WAI.
Not
WA. That's not someone asking
why party?
Why party? That's YY.
Why?
Which certainly means something in Japan, right? What does YY mean?
Well, Konami Crazy Racers was YY.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, Konami.
I assume it's like a crazy sort of.
Yeah.
CJ, can you do that again? It's a what?
Crazy sort of.
Crazy. Yeah. So so Groove Coaster YY Party is a music rhythm game where you listen to a bunch of Japanese songs and
there's some tracks from Undertale in there too, I think.
That's DLC. They do have
DLC,
some Undertale DLC.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean it's a lot of because it's a Japanese game.
Yep.
And they did not bother localizing it I say that, but I mean it's full English.
Yeah, the voices are all translated.
Yeah,
menus are obviously.
Yeah. Like even like the Japanese version, which showed up on the Japanese eShop like maybe 2 weeks before it came out here.
Yeah.
Like I watched the promo video of it on the Japanese eShop and everything was in English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Nice.
To the point where I was like, well, if this doesn't, I mean, first of all, there's no reason for it not to come out here because it's fully translated and voiced and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, if for some reason it doesn't come out here, I'll just buy the Japanese version. But
there is one downside, of course.
Downside is
price.
it's stupid expensive.
It's $60.
It's $60.
Yeah, I was ready to, because CJ, you had posted the video of that, I think last week on Twitter or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. And when I saw it pop up in the store, it's like, oh, I'm really interested in this. I'm going to get it. And then I saw the price, like, what the hell?
I'll wait for
are they thinking?
It's I don't know why it's that much.
$60. Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, there's a lot of content in the game. There's like 100 songs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like there's like 15 songs or whatever. There's a good amount of content in that game, but it's
price
$60. It's pretty expensive.
I'll get it when it's 18 cents.
Yeah,
which should be in about 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Now
that said, I'm glad I bought it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But again, it's all, they didn't bother trying to like throw in American pop songs. It's like a lot of like J-pop, and
they didn't go the Oendan route with it.
No. There's a lot of J-pop, some Vocaloid music, some anime
Chicago
stuff.
In my games.
some video game music in there. And then there's a few different DLC packs, and one of them is indeed Undertale themed.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you have a little line traveling by, and you have your little cursor that travels along the line, and you gotta tap different buttons in time with the music and stuff like that. It's really quite good.
Mm-hmm.
The only real downside is it is
the price,
pretty expensive.
Yeah,
but if you like music rhythm games, it's a solid one. So I'm glad I picked it up.
I feel like this happened with didn't Taito put out like a Darius game that was full price as well for a long time?
Yeah, and even that one had some DLC like for new ships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Taito likes their games expensive for some reason.
Yeah.
last thing I got was I picked up another Switch game. Roman Rumble in Las Vegas, Asterix and Obelix XXL 2.
Okay, why?
Make sense of that.
Why?
You big
Okay.
Asterix fan?
So
Let's unpack this purchase here.
there's a lot to go over here. So
Unpack this purchase. Sounds like the impeachment hearings.
Asterix and Obelix
Yes.
are a pair of stars of a European comic strip. This is a long-running European comic. Asterix. He's the little Gaul warrior.
Is that a Belgian comic?
I believe it's French.
Is it okay? I wasn't sure.
I believe it's French. The Smurfs are Belgium.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe. I'm. You know what? Google.
I'll
French
do it.
comic.
You keep talking.
It's a French comic.
Okay.
It's a French comic. But yes, it is a French comic, very, very popular in Europe, and probably plenty of other places too. Just here in the US, we don't really get European comics for better or for worse, probably for worse, because there's some really good European comics.
Yeah.
This is a Switch game, which of course means that it originally came out on PS2.
4 years ago. Oh,
PS2.
14 years
20
ago.
years ago.
PS2. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah.
My brain was immediately going to, it's at least 2 years old.
No. This game came out in 14 years ago. It turns out this was a 2005 release on the PS2.
Hey, sometimes gameplay is timeless.
Well, you know what? I had heard that it was actually a really good game.
Okay.
And yeah, for some reason they decided to port it to Switch 14 years after
Money.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's probably pretty easy to do at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had heard that it was a pretty solid game. It's one of those games that there's a lot of parody type stuff in it. You know, they kind of poke fun at video games. Certainly, I posted a screenshot on Twitter, probably
poke fun of the video games of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
There was a timely Super Mario Sunshine reference within the first 5 minutes.
Oh no.
Yeah, one of the enemies in the game is like this kind of bootleg Mario character, and he's got the flood backpack on, and he shoots water at you. So
wow.
But and there's bombs in the game that look like Bomberman's head and stuff like that. So it's kind of a lot of nudge, wink,
shows
wink.
up.
Video games, am I right, folks? So, but it's it's like a 3D platformer, and it's the bit I've played so far. It seems pretty simplistic. I could see why 14 years ago it would have been amazing, because I mean, the controls are really nice and everything. But again, the combat is pretty simplistic and that sort of thing. But again, 15 years ago, sure, why not? Main reason I picked it up, I heard it was pretty good. B, I figured it's probably not a huge print run, so it'll go up in value. And C,
Are you Ethan?
I guess that's it. Ethan's not buying stuff for rarity.
You're right.
No,
You're right.
I'm just like, this might be worth more than because it's only $30, so it's not.
Okay.
It's half the price of Groove Coaster, for crying out loud. But
Yeah.
I figure that'll probably end up being worth more than the $30 I paid for it at some point in the future.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's an obscure game, and it's pretty okay. It's pretty okay. It's cute. So
Okay.
yeah. And everyone's just like, what is this? Nobody knows what this game is.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's why I picked it up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's cute.
Roman Rumble in Las Vegas.
Asterix and Obelix XXL 2.
Is that
Lovely.
a Super Bowl reference? XXL2?
Not from
Probably
2000.
is.
Or
No?
I don't think because because there was an Asterix and Obelix XXL
Okay.
one that came out on presumably PS2 back in the day. I don't know if we ever got it over here. That might have just been a European only release, but
Okay. Super 2004 Super Bowl XXXVIII.
So probably not.
So 38, right? Yeah.
Probably
So probably not.
It's probably just extra large because because the game is packed with content, presumably. But there you go.
Yeah.
So that is what I've been playing.
Alrighty then. Well, Phil,
That's me. I already did my what I've been playing.
Yeah.
I have been playing a video game
Really?
this week.
Am I going to be suspiciously quiet while you discuss this game?
Possibly.
We should discuss this game all the time.
I bet it's fantastic though. Whatever this mystery
It
game
is
you've been
fantastic.
playing.
You're right. Sea of Thieves got an update last
Oh.
week.
Never mind.
Yeah, called the Seabound Soul. So of course I hopped on, and one of the interesting things,
vodka.
the vodka, yeah, is that they added fire to the game. So you get these little fire bombs. Imagine a Pokeball, if you will, that's filled with kerosene.
That is not on
weird
brand.
way to describe that.
No. Yeah, picture like a handheld Molotov cocktail that you can throw or put in a cannon in Sea of Thieves.
But back up. A handheld Molotov cocktail?
Yeah, as opposed to one of those ones you need like special
Yeah,
machinery to cart around.
Aren't they all handheld?
Sure, but you can also put it in a cannon and shoot it.
That's
at,
not how Molotov
other-
cocktails work.
I know.
I find that if ever I'm in trouble,
I feel like that would just set your cannon on fire.
I just
Well,
throw a
yeah.
I just throw a Molotov cocktail at it, and then suddenly I have a new problem.
I love it.
You like that? That's a
Good
reference.
Good reference.
It's
That is a
Rick
reference.
The Rick and Morty reference right there.
Yeah.
No.
I knew that's a reference to something.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're in the good place. We made Lois.
That's what it's a reference to.
Yeah.
Cheaty.
But anyway, they added fire, so now you can set ships ablaze and watch the crew go crazy, or you can just set your crewmates on fire, which we did a lot
That's
of
not
as well.
ethical.
So that was fun. But on the boat now, there you also have a water barrel that you can bucket and either douse yourself if you're on fire, or splash on the boat if it's on fire. And
You can also douse yourself in vomit now, right?
you can douse yourself in vomit. Yes, that is true.
I saw a video of that.
if you want to do that.
Is that like, because I know if you drink too much in that game, you puke, right?
You puke, yeah.
Yes,
If you're
you
holding
puke
the
into your bucket.
If you're holding the bucket, you puke into it.
Okay.
And you could throw it on people before. That was a fun activity in the game. But now, of course, since you can douse yourself with whatever is in the bucket, now you can
pour your vomit on yourself.
That's right. You can pour vomit on yourself.
He drowned in vomit. He choked on vomit.
It's very realistic, yeah.
But it wasn't his vomit. You can't dust for vomit.
Right.
That's a reference too. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I know it. Greg doesn't know it.
I
He's
don't
not
know.
seen
What's that a reference to, buddy? You're so smart.
Me?
Yeah.
Brooklyn
This
Nine-Nine.
is-
Best in
Spinal
show. Best in show.
Best in
Best
show.
in show.
Best
Miss
in
Congeniality too.
Greg's also never seen Best in Show. We've learned.
No.
You've not seen Best in Show?
No.
Have you seen any Christopher Guest movies?
Who?
Not that Spinal Tap is a Christopher Guest movie, but Christopher Guest
Well.
is certainly in it.
He's in it. Yeah.
But man, oh man,
I don't
No.
know who Christopher Guest is.
really?
I'm
He's-
sure you would know him if you saw him.
You
And he's in the
absolutely
Prince-
would.
He's in The Princess Bride.
Did you ever see The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Princess Buttercup.
Yeah.
That's not Christopher.
That's not
That's
him.
not Christopher
That's
Guest.
not
No.
him.
No, that's not Christopher Guest.
No.
No.
Anyway.
That wasn't helpful at all.
No, he was the great. Was he the six-fingered man?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a six-fingered
I believe
man.
So.
Yeah.
That doesn't really help me too much, but okay.
You killed my father, prepare to die. And he's
Not that guy.
No, I
not the
realize
other
that
guy.
I can't
He's-
picture that guy. I can't picture him.
Okay, yeah, he's the yeah.
And the one with the torture machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the
Anyway.
but not the albino who runs the torture machine. That's a different guy.
Speaking of torture, I'll talk more about some Sea of Thieves here. Just for your pleasure. They added a new Tall Tale to the game as well. So they have a new story mission
Mm-hmm.
and made just a whole bunch of fun quality of life user experience improvements to the game. So
That was good, CJ. That was
I'm
good.
having a lot of fun with it, as of course I am, because that's what I play a lot of. But speaking of throwing handheld things in video games, I've also been playing Pokemon Shield.
Very
And
Sword's better.
my
very
daughter is playing Pokemon Sword, so we're playing together, and it's of course a super fun game. I've been today anyway. I spent a lot of time in the wild area doing battles against Dynamax Pokemon with my daughter. We teamed up to catch some excellent monsters there. But I'm three gym badges in, and having a blast with it. Really enjoy it. Yes, and now
that sounds great.
Now is the part where I say, "Hey, Greg, what have you been playing?"
I want you to know that my job precludes me from talking about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Not Pokemon.
You have not been playing Pokemon. Okay.
I finished Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, good job.
Yep. That game that if you are paying attention to the Video Game Awards nominees, you'll only see once, which I think is a crying shame.
Such a good game,
crying
too.
shame.
Nintendo should have put Jeff Keighley in it. Would have gotten some more nominations.
Should have been a ghost. If he'd been a ghost, look out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I've talked about the game so much. So I went back and I 100%ed it. Found all the gems, found all the boos with the terrible punny names.
Mm-hmm.
And then went and finished.
You know, when you first said that, I was like, that seems weird that there's alcohol in this game.
Mm-hmm.
But
booze.
Yeah,
I get it. It's good. Yeah, but there's just not much more to say about it because I've been singing the praises of this game for 3 weeks now, and I have a feeling I'll be singing the praises of this game a few weeks from now when we do our year end.
I don't think you'll be the only one singing the praises of this game.
So anyway, I finished that. Also I got a bunch of new games this week. I played Death Stranding. I'd forgotten I pre-ordered Death Stranding like 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
After you said you weren't going to buy it, suddenly it shows
did say
up.
I wasn't going to buy it, and I opened a pack. It's like, it's Death Stranding.
Guess I bought this.
Yeah.
Is that a habit of yours? You just randomly send people money and see what shows up?
No. So with that's from back when, remember, like Walmart and Amazon for a while was doing it where you would get like crazy discounts on games that were announced at E3.
Right.
And you're pre-ordering things like years in advance. I forgot that I'd pre-ordered that one.
Oh, okay.
When was Death Stranding announced? Was that the same
3 or
E3
4 years
as
ago?
Shenmue 3? Was that the same E3?
Maybe. No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Anyway,
Shenmue 3 hasn't shown up yet. I'm still waiting for that to show up.
Okay.
But it's shipping. Anyway, so I played Death Stranding. I gotta say, love it or hate it, man, that game looks gorgeous. And I'm playing on a launch day PS4.
Right.
Yeah.
And it runs really nice. Looks really good. It doesn't like the performance on it is so far is excellent. Like you're in this vast, wide open areas, and it never seems to chug or like. Don't have to worry about draw distance or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole lot of running around in big empty areas. It's a whole lot of holding the R2 and L2 buttons to not fall over.
Maintain your balance.
Yeah. Although, so the way it works is I'm playing on very easy because I can't be arsed to deal with this too much. So I don't know if that affects how much you lose your balance, but yeah, like if you have a fairly heavy load on your back, you can just be running along and all of a sudden you start to tilt to one side and you just need to jam on the R or L2 button, the opposite side, to regain your balance. That's it. That's the mechanic. There's really not much else to that. As you're moving around different areas, you can climb and like when you're going down really steep slopes, you want to hold those shoulder buttons as well to sort of grip on a little bit.
Are you a steep slope slider?
Yes,
in that game.
You can be.
Nice.
That's why I'm still playing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, I played like 2.5 hours. I think I ran 3 missions.
Yeah.
Story is absolute nonsense.
Sure.
Right.
As a Kojima game would be, but I think without the structure of the history of Metal Gear, it's even more nonsense.
Okay.
And everybody has ridiculous names.
Right.
Like the main character is a porter, so his name of course includes the word porter.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the American president's name includes the word America.
What?
And I'm not kidding. Then you have, of course, Dead Man, Die Hard Man.
Yeah.
Like they sound like terrible Mega Man bosses.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not.
Has
I'm
anyone
playing it
ever considered that maybe
He's
Hideo
nuts?
Kojima is not as brilliant as we like to think he is? And maybe he's just kind of making this up as he goes, and every now and again he gets lucky. Has anyone considered that?
Maybe.
There's
Am
a
I
whole lot of
crazy?
what the hell's happening in this
Am
game.
I crazy
going
for
on.
thinking that? I mean, I like some of those Metal Gear Solid games as much as the next guy.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd forgotten I got it, and instead of selling it, it's like, you know what? This is a game that everyone's talking about.
Right.
I got it for like half price.
Yeah.
If I decide to sell it, I can probably sell it for more than I bought it anyway.
Well, there you go.
So I'm gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna give it another few hours just to see what happens. It's like I said, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's just it's such nonsense. And like I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
If I'm gonna watch someone cart a baby around, I'm gonna watch
BB.
I'm gonna watch The Mandalorian. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go.
There you
Spoilers.
go. Yeah. And it's a BB, not a baby.
What's the difference?
It's a bridge baby.
What's the difference?
It's a bubble boy.
What's the difference?
The difference is that it makes all the English voice actors use acronyms that don't sound natural in the least.
Well, there you go.
Oh God.
There you go.
They should bring back the lolly lulelo. So anyway, played that. So other new games this week though that I played a bit of. Double Switch 25th Anniversary Edition.
Nice.
For the
There
Switch.
it is.
That showed up.
Yeah.
Which basically Night Trap 2. I mean, let's be honest.
Quick,
That's what
which
it
Corey's in it? Don't look. Which Corey's in it?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Good question.
Corey Haim.
There you go. I knew you would know.
As Eddie. I don't know
Is
where
is that his character's name?
Where Ed and Ed are, but Eddie's in it. Yeah. He plays Eddie. So of course this is from Screaming Villains as well. The same people that remastered Night Trap.
Right.
This is basically Night Trap 2. That's always how I felt. Like, so, when Night Trap came out, when we all played Night Trap, it was a pretty old game at that point. Right. I mean, it had been created years before for the Nemo system from Hasbro that never came out.
Yep.
Along with Sewer Shark. And then Sony, Microsoft, and Sega picked those two games up. Sega made the wrong choice because of what happened with Night Trap. But whatever. But Double Switch is basically Night Trap, a little more involved. But done, in the 90s as opposed to made in the 80s.
And with Debbie Harry, right?
And with Debbie Harry.
Oh, yeah, Debbie Harry's in that game.
Yep. I think isn't Early Ermy in the game too?
I believe he is.
So
and
star-studded.
Is that the one with Vincent
kind of
Schiavelli in it?
No, that's Corpse Killer.
Oh, is it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of though, when you think about it, CJ. I mean, I know you're being sarcastic, but really, when you think about, what these games were,
Sure,
some pretty big names in there. Arlie Ermy, Corey Haim, Debbie Harry. They're not A-listers in like big budget films, but they're not nobodies.
Sure. Yeah.
And they weren't nobodies.
Yeah.
So
I like how just that like early CD-ROM technology, like whenever they got a Hollywood actor.
Oh, yeah.
It was a big thing. Yeah.
So I got the
What was
special.
that? The actress who was in Wayne's World that I'm not remembering.
Tia
her name.
Carrere.
Tia
Tia
Carrere.
Carrere,
Yeah.
whose
Yeah, she
career
was
has
in-
never seemed to really go anywhere after that.
The Daedalus encounter. or
Daedalus
whatever?
encounter.
Daedalus encounter.
Yeah, I have that for the 3DO.
Another
Oh.
CD.
You know
She's
who?
like the main character.
You know
Remember
who's in?
Shelley Duvall's "It's a Bird's Life"?
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know who's in Double Switch is Erwin Keys.
Who's that?
Erwin Keys. You will have no idea who he is until you take a look at him. He's one of those character actors. He always played like kind of like big thuggish looking dudes.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, look up Erwin Keyes, and you will go like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy.
Well, I'll tell you. I want to say something here though about this. So, first of all, I got the Switch version.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you open it up, it comes with a nice little color manual.
Ooh. This is a limited run game, right?
This is limited run.
Yeah.
And so it actually has all the characters in it, though. It's a little bit dark for me to sit here and look at them. Also in this came a cassette soundtrack,
Oh man.
which means my
nice.
Sega CD OSTs on cassette has doubled now
Yeah.
because I have the Snatcher that you and I both bought, Phil.
Oh,
Sure.
I bought that for a friend.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, you still paid for it at the time.
well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, he paid me back. So,
Comes with a big poster, but it comes with something kind of interesting. I like as well is the concept treatment level 1 flow chart,
Oh,
which is just sort of like
interesting.
just a little run through the level and sort of what is going to happen.
oh,
A big fold out actual schematic
oh, gee,
how-
holy cow!
Oh
yeah.
wow.
of how the level is actually structured.
That reminds
Pretty
me
neat.
of the Night Trap special edition. They go in, they show you like the schematic for Night Trap, and
Well,
it's
yeah,
very
when they
similar,
interview the director,
yeah,
he because he still has all his notes from Night Trap, and
right,
he
and it's
brought out
like
the
this
book.
huge book.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm super, like we were talking about earlier, and CJ, I think you made a good point. Maybe it was Phil made a good point. I was saying how I'd love it if Sewer Shark is one of the games that Screaming Villains kind of brings back.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that is a Sony ImageSoft game, and everything they've done so far has been a Sega game.
Hmm.
But I love that these old full motion video games are getting a bit of a renaissance because Corpse Killer's coming next, 25th
Yeah,
anniversary
right.
of that.
I think it's already out digitally.
Yes, it
just
is.
Not.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for
yeah.
the physical copy.
Mhm.
So yeah, anyway, so I played that. Another game that I had ordered a while back on Kickstarter, and it's finally come out, is a game called Zeno Crisis for the Genesis.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
This is basically Smash TV
Yeah.
for the Genesis, but it looks kind of like do you remember Soldier of Fortune by any chance?
vaguely.
Bitmap Brothers game.
Yeah, I remember
Genesis.
like the cover more than the actual game.
Well, it's the people who made this are called Bitmap Bureau, and I'm curious. I didn't have time to look it up if they're related because I think they are industry veterans. If they're related somehow to the Bitmap Brothers company, because it really looks like Soldier of Fortune to me.
Oh, really?
Mm.
It's sort of that same aesthetic, like it's very muted colors,
Right.
and just that the art style looks very similar. But it's like it's literally Smash TV. It's like Smash TV, but with like an Alien Syndrome setting.
Oh, okay.
Like you're on a space station, and I mean some of the characters that run in to attack you look like xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Some of you walk into some rooms and there are eggs on the floor that are clearly based on facehugger eggs.
You're
Sure.
right.
So but it plays like Smash TV, where it's like you've cleared the room and now you move on, and you can play it with a 6-button controller. Of course, something back in the day when the Genesis version of Smash TV came out, you only had the 3-button controller, and it was kind of a pain in the butt to play. But
Yeah.
with the 6-button controller, the A, B, X, and Y keys are your 4 directions.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
And then the C and the Z buttons throw grenades and do a combat roll to get out of
Okay.
sticky situations. but really cool. I mean, I only played it for about a few minutes, literally before the show started. I just wanted to fire it up on my Mega SG, and really like it. It's feels very solid. It looks good, it sounds good, it plays really well. So very excited about that.
Cool.
What else do I have on my list?
You have one more game.
And I tried out Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay.
Now I picked this up as well, and I've played it a very little bit. I've been kind of forcing myself to not get into it because
forcing yourself.
Because again, I'm working on this other game for work, and I'm worried that
you're a little busy.
I'm worried that I'll get distracted and start neglecting my work game.
Sure.
Because I've been very much looking forward to this Star Wars game.
So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a little bit. First of all, this was a listener sent this. He had a spare code, and he sent me the codes. It was super friendly of him. Thank you so much. And so I tried it out. So we had Lucas on here last week, right?
Yeah, Luke Lore.
George Lucas was talking about this game.
Yes.
Not Lucas.
Oh, I thought it was
not
Lucas.
George Lucas. Luke Lore.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's in our
Lucas.
chat.
He's in our chat as Lucas.
There, yeah.
if
Anyway,
you want to be formal about it, Gregory.
I do, Christopher.
Okay.
And Phil.
Philip, please.
Phil Tholomew.
Philatides.
Well, Phil Tholomew.
I mean, if you'd really liked us, I could. Ooh.
So I played. Wow.
How was that where you went with that, Greg? Just wondering what the thought process was.
So I played. I've only played like the first area of this. I have to say, like, the setting is fantastic. You're in this like gigantic shipbreak. I think it's called a shipbreaking yard.
Yeah.
And they're basically
you're tearing down like old Clone Wars ships.
Yeah, like old, like Imperial, cruisers and things like that.
Yeah.
The first thing that struck me is I knew I recognized the main character, the actor playing the main character.
Yeah.
Who I believe people will know. Well, they'll know either from Gotham, if they watch Gotham.
Yeah.
Or I guess the Riverdale. I think he plays Archie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he's the character who plays the Joker in Gotham.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I knew I recognized him. Anyway, one thing that Luke said last week that really struck me while I was playing it, he said that the game feels like it needed a few months of polish.
Yeah.
He was absolutely right.
Oh, really?
It's not bad.
Uh-huh.
I mean, most of what I've done now is the Uncharted style traversal, and it is very much Uncharted, which is not a bad thing. But
he's not Archie, by the way.
Oh, isn't he? Okay, somebody told me he was Archie.
I don't. According to IMDb, I do not see him listed as being in Riverdale at all.
Oh, okay. Somebody said that to me. So I guess
they said he was a real jughead. And you just took that from being.
No, they literally said he played Archie.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like what Luke said last week, I think is absolutely right. And I'm not saying that it makes it a bad game, but performance-wise, it's kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just everything feels a little, I don't want to say sloppy, but like when he starts moving, he slides for a few steps before he moves, and
really
there's little things that are very noticeable, especially when I had just come off playing Luigi's Mansion 3, which is extremely polished.
Yeah,
and I've been playing some Death Stranding, which, love it or hate it, it's beautiful,
right?
And this one just feels like, boy, it could have used another couple 3-6 months.
And I hope they continue patching it, right? Because a lot of games now get those post-release patches that fix things and polish things, and you really kind of hope that Respawn has been given the latitude to do that with this game, because if Luke and yourself you're not the only one saying it, right? Like I've seen it in other reviews too, that the game just is missing like another layer of polish.
Like a
so
level of
hopefully-
sheen that's not there, Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
like hopefully they would be allowed to go back to it and do that, but who knows?
Yeah. So I put it down. A friend of mine we were talking about this the other night, and he's playing Death Stranding as well right now, and he also has Fallen Order, and he basically said the same thing. It's like he's gone back to Death Stranding, which he was going to do anyway. But it's like, all right, I'm going to go play this because Fallen Order feels like it's not quite done.
Right.
And hopefully by the time I finish Death Stranding,
They'll have patched it.
will be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, I mean, I just wanted to bring that up. I haven't played a ton of it, but I just wanted to call out that like Luke was spot on last week. He described it perfectly. It was exactly what I experienced when I turned it on. So, but again, amazing setting, like, in the sense of one of the things I say where it's very much like Uncharted. One of the things that I've always loved about Uncharted is sort of the sense of scale of everything. It was the same with Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was always great at that as well.
Yep.
And they really, they really got that even in the first level. Like you're moving through these gigantic ships, and it's very Star Wars, and I love everything else about it. But yeah, it needs some time.
Yeah, I only played like I said, the very first kind of bit. And I'm not spoiling anything, but there's that kind of intro bit where you start off with your buddy and you go through and there's
Sully, your buddy Sully.
Yeah, basically, yes. And then something bad happens. There's a bit of actiony danger, and you rescue your pal, and then it cuts to like you're on a drop ship kind of flying back to Imperial headquarters or wherever. And that's when I shut it off, because I was like, yeah, I was kind of, because I really like the characters and I really like the setting and everything. I like Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars nerd.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, I gotta stop this before I get too invested in it, because then I won't stop playing.
You played almost exactly what I played then.
Okay.
Like that's literally as much as I played.
Really?
And
okay.
It's
See,
again, love the setting, but it just again, Luigi's Mansion spoiled me. Death Stranding spoiled me.
I didn't have those problems. I like for that. I mean, and admittedly, I played maybe 15, 20 minutes. But nothing stood out to me as like, this is not great so far. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm a little too.
Are you playing on a Pro by any chance?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No, I'm playing on an old system. But again, I might be cutting it some slack just because I've been so eager for a single player Star Wars game for so long that I'm willing to kind of overlook just kind of questionable choice. I mean,
I want to be clear, gameplay wise, I have no problem with it.
Okay.
Like I liked what I played.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want it to be more polished.
I put up with both Force Unleashed games. And I mean, those games had problems from a gameplay and design standpoint, but I had fun with both of them.
Okay.
But you know what else I did? Because I guess the gameplay it's kind of like Dark Souls.
I hear that. Yeah, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. I just I dropped the difficulty down right away to the.
Oh, me too.
I think they call it story mode.
Yep.
Yeah, where it's just the easiest level, because
between that and Death Stranding, because Death Stranding has a similar setting where it's like hard, normal, easy, and very easy.
Right.
And I just immediately put it to very easy, because I know that knowing what the game is, if I'm going to experience it, that's the only way I'm going to experience it.
By the way, real quick, I left a second ago.
Got
my live unboxing here on the Player One podcast. Let's see here.
Oh, geez.
You know what? I'm going to say this too. I walked out to get my package that showed up. I walked past Finn's room, and he was in there. He was just playing, just jumping around, playing some little game in his imagination. But he had some music playing while he's doing his little imagination play. You know what he was listening to? My beautiful son, who I love so much. He was listening.
The theme song to Family Ties.
Nobody's that great. He was listening to the soundtrack of VVVVVV.
Oh my, that's a great
Ah,
soundtrack.
It absolutely
good one.
is.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
like
an underrated soundtrack.
how many 7-year-olds are out there right now listening to the
Mhm.
VVV soundtrack? So
Yep.
I got the
Any one of them that were sired by you, I believe.
Hmm.
I mean that's a lot in many different states.
There's lots of states.
Here we go.
Spreading it around.
Oh man, that looks pretty. Here we go. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's a nice
Oh,
color.
That
You're
is
right.
a nice purple.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
Without
very nice
the
purple.
glare. Look at that shade of purple.
Mhm.
That
Great.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
I am very pleased with that cheap controller.
Okay,
Anyway,
then.
there's that. Is that all Greg's been playing?
That's it. Yeah.
All right, then I guess it's time for tweets.
Cool. Let's do it.
Dick.
You got
A tweet, a tweet.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias. I'm looking at these. Okay, let's do.
You just,
Wow.
You're just wigging it, aren't you?
You like that, don't you?
I do.
Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Mumbo Jumbo. Aw, and that's AW. So Australia, I assume.
Australia's AU.
What?
Sure.
Where's the W in Australia?
My God.
AU. Sorry, yeah, not
What
AW.
What
Sorry.
the?
Oh, so it's actually AU.
AU. Yeah,
Okay.
So you just can't.
AU.
So it's not that you don't know how to spell
CJ was
Australia.
seeing double.
It's you don't know how the difference
Mumbo
between a U and
jumbo.
a W.
AU.
Mumbo Jumbo. That's a Banjo Kazooie character, right?
He says Microsoft seems to be guns blazing with the launch.
I'll take
of the
that as a
next
yes.
consoles. They have promised xCloud, Game Pass, complete back compat, greater accessibility for disabled gamers, and bar the release of first-party games. What does Sony need to come, or what does Sony need to do to come out ahead in the first few years of the next gen?
Have games people want to play?
Have games people want to play.
Yeah, I think as long as they come out with like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sony's got the first party games sorted this generation. You know.
Get a new Uncharted.
They
Get
do.
a new
Just gotta keep it up.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I'm
we
We need backwards compatibility.
to see how well. We'll definitely have it with PS4,
Mm.
and I think that'll be something they lean pretty heavily on.
Yeah.
I think for Sony, it took a long time for Days Gone to come out, and Ghost of Tsushima's not out, and Last of Us Part 2 is not out yet. Those were announced years ago.
Mhm.
And I think, part of it is going to be their first party lineup and their exclusive games. Like that is kind of all it comes down to. Exclusive
Yeah.
games and what sort of value proposition they have. I think coming from the number one position, it'll be difficult to kind of tear people away from their trophies and their friends lists. And although, Microsoft last generation,
Their high fives and their boob tubes.
last generation, it was very easy for a lot of Xbox 360 players to move on over to PlayStation. But I think that was because Microsoft screwed up so badly
Oh yeah.
with that transition.
Let's just say it's a miracle that the Xbox One did as well as it did. Considering how it launched.
Yeah, considering how that launched. But for Sony, I think it's a little bit easier unless they make any sort of missteps akin to Microsoft with the Xbox One. But I think, your social group and where people are playing games or talking about games is going to be a big thing going into the next gen. And if that continues to be PlayStation, then you'll stick with that, right? And depends on that first party lineup and whether they can get exclusive games out on the platform soon enough.
Right.
Yay.
Yep.
I'll take that answer. It's good.
All right, then. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Benjamin Rivers, who says this week marked launch anniversaries for the Xbox, Xbox One, Wii U, Nintendo DS, Sega Saturn, and 32X. Do you have a good launch story to share on any of those?
I still remember going out and renting a Saturn like the day we found it was available, which I think was
Oh,
the
yeah?
day
Yeah.
they announced it.
Of course, this is the Japanese launch of the Saturn, not the,
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about the American launch.
not the American one, which was in May, I think. But
I'm trying to remember, like Xbox, I did not get right away.
yeah,
I held off on getting an Xbox till like what was it? Like Jet Set Radio Future was not a launch title, was it? No, because I think that's when I broke down and got an original Xbox, was when that came out. Yeah, I mean, Wii U, I didn't do anything crazy for that.
No, I pre-ordered it and picked it up.
Yeah,
that was my launch story.
Yeah,
Nothing,
I mean,
nothing too crazy.
I don't have crazy launch stories for new systems because I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go stand in line
But
overnight or
so the
anything.
32X, that when that came out, I was working at Babbage's, and that didn't come with a coaxial hookup, right?
Oh, right.
It came with only the RCA stuff, and a lot of people didn't have the RCA jacks on the back of their TV at that time. So working at Babbage's, I had to field a lot of calls from people who had bought the 32X. I'm like, I can't hook this up. I don't have the thing.
Right.
And I had to tell them how to hook it through their VCR, which
Anyone-
oftentimes did have
right.
RCA jacks, instead of waiting for the official Sega connector, which was in very short supply. And
Wasn't it just a Genesis 2 connector?
It was, but nobody had it because so many people bought it for the 32X, and they didn't like assume that, or they assumed that people had something to hook RCA.
I just remember, because I was working retail when the 32X came out as well, and I remember that it was super easy to hook it up wrong.
Oh,
Yes.
And run the signal out of the Genesis, and then when that happened, you'd hear the music and you'd see the video that the Genesis was rendering.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't get any of the 3D overlay, like for say like a Virtua Fighter. You wouldn't get any of the actual 3D characters on the screen because it was literally just rendering what it was through the Genesis. So
yeah,
I remember that. But I bought one day one. I was so all over the 32X.
Oh yeah, so was I.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah,
I bought buy a 32X at launch.
I did buy one at launch. I ended up returning it though sometime. Not terribly long later, because I was just like, yeah, this is not.
The thing is, when the 32X came out, we knew the Saturn was like right behind it, so
we knew it was a year behind it.
I know. Yeah,
that was before obviously the surprise launch.
Right.
Kind of screwed the 32X anyway.
Yeah.
I wanted to play Virtua Racing.
Oh yeah.
That quality of it, and my friends wanted to play Virtua Fighter, and I wanted to play Virtua. And I mean, somebody, when the anniversary was going on around Twitter, somebody made a pretty decent point. The ratio of really good games to bad games on the 32X is quite high. Like, because the library is so small.
Right, exactly. And because
there's
a lot of it's
really quality
Sega stuff.
Yeah. You know, I mean, even like also like one of the best versions of Mortal Kombat 2, one of the best versions of NBA Jam. You know, like there was a lot of some of the best versions of the WWF games. Like there was some great stuff on that system.
Yeah. I did end up rebuying a 32X at some point later for like $10 when they were getting clearanced out. Certainly,
I have that clearance
back
out.
there's my launch
32X.
unit.
Oh really?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias, the loser villain, who says, with Greg's recommendation, I got MLB The Show 2019 from PS Plus. Love the game. What free game surprised you by how much you enjoyed it?
Just any game.
Any free game. Name any free game.
Any. Wait, it's just a free game.
A free game off of PS Plus. Yeah,
a free game.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Rocket League because Rocket League.
Yeah, it's a good answer.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. That sort of came out of nowhere.
I don't have PS Plus, so none.
Don't have PS Plus?
No.
Oh,
I don't have.
But what about like Xbox Live Gold or something? Games with gold. Anything?
I haven't haven't really. I mean, there's certainly been games where I've been surprised at how much I enjoyed them, but none that I can think of that were
That came
specifically
from-
from a freebie service or something like that.
Sure.
So I don't know.
So none.
I don't know.
yeah.
Like Crackdown, the original Crackdown. I
Yeah.
totally was not paying any attention to back in the day, and then you guys were going off
Same.
about how great it was. Or what? There was a demo for that,
There was a demo for it. Yes.
and you guys were telling me, you were like, oh, you got to download the demo, try it out, and I did, and was just like, holy crap, this is an amazing game.
Yeah. I think the original BioShock had a demo, and that was not on my radar either until
really?
after the demo. Yeah.
And certainly like the original Dead Space was one that I had just completely passed me by until you two were going off about it, and and of course it's Dead Space, so it's amazing. So
yes. Yeah, but I can't think of a game that came on a free subscription other than Rocket League that
I can think of one
I was
either.
surprised by.
yeah.
Anyway, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Trezor, who says, which game cancellation stung the most?
Oh,
Police Knots back in the day.
yeah. I really would have liked to have seen Mega Man Legends 3
Yeah.
for the 3DS one. That one was bad.
There's another one more recent, but I can't think of it.
Well, Star Wars. We were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Amy
the
Hennig,
Star Wars one.
Star Wars.
Right.
Which
1313.
was
Yeah.
that her game, or was 1313 a different canceled Star Wars game?
I thought that was hers. Visceral game, and she was at EA Visceral. Right?
Was it?
Or is it a different game?
I think those are different games.
I
think the
Visceral Star Wars game in 1313.
yeah, I think those are two different games.
Okay.
Yeah, because 1313, according to Wikipedia,
Ha 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 ha.
is this your first time hearing about Wikipedia?
No,
Okay.
just keeps on giving.
According to Wikipedia, 1313 was being developed by LucasArts internal.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
it's different than the Visceral. Star
yeah,
Wars.
actually, I was really looking forward to 1313 as well.
Yeah, me too.
So, but yeah, bunch of Star Wars games.
I'll tell you, Star Citizen still hurts.
That's still in development. Technically.
Yeah, sure.
People are still paying thousands of dollars for starships, right?
Yep. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
That's also still in development.
Yep, sure it is.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What was that? The Space Venture. The game that was supposedly being made by the two guys who did Space Quest.
Hey, you know what? That's still in development.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I backed that. I still get updates every now and then. I wonder when
Do
the
you
last
really?
update was for that. I'm going to go look on Kickstarter real quick. And
You
see
should
when the last update
absolutely.
was.
I'm curious about that because
They'll go for months. Apparently, one of them had some major family,
Oh, really?
some terrible family issues.
Oh
happening.
dear. Well, that's not good.
But that is terrible. But I think they're already years behind at that point.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Because
Hang
I
on a sec here.
was very excited about that because I loved the old Space Quest games. But
Yeah, it's not even on my page of.
I'm at the Kickstarter page. It says last updated June 2nd of this year.
Yes,
So-
it's still a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean,
That was I backed that for $115.
what? 115?
Huh.
Yep.
My goodness.
What year was that?
Well, estimated delivery February 2013.
Oops.
That was estimated.
Wow.
That was estimated delivery. That's not even when the thing ended. So,
Oh man.
Yep.
Game development.
Yep.
oh boy.
Let's
Boy, that was
wrap
rough.
it up with this one from Hacker Alias Insipid Ghost. Hey, that's Luke Lohr from the show last week.
Ah,
Guest
there
team.
you go.
He says, how has the Game of the Year conversation changed for you guys over the years? Does the title carry the same weight or impact as it once did? More or less?
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say any game that has me with a cameo role in it. It's an immediate nod. Yeah.
I think it's funny because we're of course have we said I'm saying it now. We're of course going to do our games of the decade.
That's right.
In the coming month.
But here's the thing. It's not the decade you think.
Yeah.
Top 10 games of the 1840s. Go.
But
Hoop
so we
and
went
stick.
back.
Cup and ball.
Really into this cup and ball now. But no, it's funny because if you go back and we went back and looked at our top fives every year for the last 10 years. The last 9 years. And then,
right.
And at least I was struck by my own lists where I look at some of the stuff that I was saying back in 2010 were my games of the year. I'm a different gamer now.
Yeah.
Like in a big way than I was then. So it does mean something different, but it's I don't know. It's still as important to me who other people pick as game of the year? Not at all.
Here's the thing. I think game of the year means something different to me when it's coming from an outlet like GameSpot or IGN or something like that. Like
because those people are qualified.
That's a different it's just a different conversation than the one that we generally have for our game of the year discussion, which is more of these are our favorite games of the year, and we didn't play everything because we're not interested in everything necessarily. So the games that other people are going to give game of the year don't apply on this show for sure.
Yeah,
that's I think the biggest change for me, because even I've been going back and listening to the original episodes, like the first dozen episodes that we recorded.
Yeah.
And we were both because it was mostly you and I, CJ. Phil wasn't a regular by that point, but we were both very much in that mindset of
had to
being
buy
on
and
top
play
of the entire industry, buy and play everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was still freelancing at the time, so that was the main reason that I was still doing it, I think. But we also weren't. Well, I had just gotten married. You weren't married at the time.
Yep.
We didn't have any kids. My daughter was born in the first year of the show. So my almost teenage daughter was born in the first year of the show. So like, yeah, I was very much in that mindset, and watching the game of the lists or the game of the year lists moving forward, it very much transitions from I'm trying to think as like I would have at EGM, where it's like, well, what do I objectively think is the best game of the year, to this is what I spent my time playing this year, and I don't care about other things. Like I just would never like.
Well, yeah, and I think the podcasts that I listen to, I hope that's what they also judge their games of the year on, like what they played the most and what they enjoyed the most, not what was the biggest.
I think you look at something like
popular.
A Giant Bomb. They're coming at it from a totally different angle. I'm not saying it's a wrong angle. It's a totally different
completely different angle. And, GameSpot, IGN, etc., they come at it from a totally different angle than we would, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the games that you enjoy playing. I don't know. Right? Like just play what you want.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's where we should end it.
Why not?
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
I started playing the next one tonight.
All right.
It wasn't Sewer Shark.
Well, okay.
I got bored of the one I was playing and I went and played Sewer Shark instead.
All right, then. You will find Generation 16 episodes as they happen.
The new episode is the rough cut is complete. I want to re-record a little bit of EO just to fix an error. But otherwise, I was really hoping I would have it ready for early release this week. Not going to happen, but it will definitely be ready for early release next week. So if you're a patron of the $3 or higher tier, you should expect that on Monday. So what's that? December 2nd? You expect it on December 2nd.
All right. And you will find show notes and links to everything that we talked about in this episode. You'll also find a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up the Apple Podcast application. You can also head over to the Apple App Store and invest $1.99
cheap
to pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application, which gives you one-touch communication with us via the emails, the Twitters, what have you. You also have all of our episodes ready to stream right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users, the Player One Podcast iPhone application is available for your device as well for that same $1.99.
Also cheap.
That is right over there at the Android or the Amazon Android Marketplace. We're also on Stitcher Radio. You can like us on Facebook. We're on Spotify. You can watch archives of our show and watch us live most weeks on the youtubes.com/P1 podcast. Remember, this show is not intended for children.
No.
We're not a kid show, okay?
No.
We talk about boobs. We talk about
We didn't talk about boobs.
No.
fornication.
Didn't talk about that
We
either.
talk about
No.
taxes,
Might have talked about that.
grown-up stuff, everybody. Not for
like
kids.
Phil's new Transformers.
Like my new but these are G1 Transformers. These are
Phil's
old
new
people.
old Transformers.
These are old
The
people
old people
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yes, they're
These
clearly
aren't-
not aimed at children.
They can't be
those are
transformed by
collectibles.
anybody under the age of 30.
It says right here, ages 8+. So you got to be
That's
a big
clearly
kid.
us.
You got to be a
Yeah.
big kid to play with those.
Uh-huh.
Also, farts. Lots of fart jokes. Not for kids. Inappropriate. Follow our Twitter account to find out when we'll be doing our next live broadcast. Probably this time next week. But you
Yep.
know, who knows what? Who knows? The sea
Who
levels are
knows?
rising.
Not
folks.
us.
It's chaos out there. It's chaos. Hey, if you like what you've heard, and how could you? You can head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. I don't know. Maybe I can get some different colored controllers with your hard-earned money that you give to us.
There you
Look
go.
at
That's a nice purple.
Look at that. Look at that. Look
That
at
is a
that.
really nice purple.
That
Gotta say.
that
It is
is
a nice purple.
that is Shockwave purple right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right.
Megatron. Yes. I'm just gonna hang out here on Cybertron while you're on Earth doing whatever it is you do. That's what Shockwave sounded like on the old
Okay.
G1 cartoon.
You sound kind of like he who must not be named.
Huh?
You sounded.
Well, you know what he
kinda
sounded. You know what he sounded like was David Warner.
because that's who was voicing him.
That's well, no, but
Oh.
Corey Burton, who did voice him, was basically just doing a David Warner impression for
I
Shockwave.
see.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
There's a little trivia for you. Take that to your bar trivia night.
And smoke it.
Yeah. See, we talk about smoking on this show.
Yep.
Don't let your kids listen
Adult
to this.
content.
Anyway, if you have a couple bucks left over, head over to generation-16.com where you will find the Patreon link to help support Greg Stewart's outstanding web series about North America's favorite second banana, the Sega Genesis, Generation 16. Greg, I love your show, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Despite, I have a lot of trouble separating art from the artist. But in your case, I do make an exception where, despite all the atrocities you have committed, I still enjoy watching your show. Look at that wee little Mega Drive that he has. That fits right in the
Neat.
palm of your hand.
Neat.
That's so cute.
Aw.
I see.
I want to say you're
What's that?
saying if you have some spare cash to go over, I want to reiterate too that I don't if you support Generation 16, it's not monthly. It's
Yeah.
per episode. So
Oh,
and
That's a good point.
my release schedule is like maybe at best 6
Yeah.
episodes a year.
Yeah.
I also want to call out that $5 plus patrons get a weekly video from me. It's just sort of a
Oh, is that right?
I'm calling it the commute because I'm actually recording it while I'm driving to work.
Oh,
Really?
That sounds
That's
safe.
dangerous.
It's very safe, yeah.
What?
I'm talking to the road.
Goodness gracious.
So I
You're
don't
going to cause an accident.
No, I'm not.
If there were people in Nova Scotia,
But there aren't.
you could cause an accident.
So
You're-
anyway, just calling that out that even if you supported a $5
Yeah.
tier,
Yeah.
it's probably like $20 a year, $30 a year. So
So you're
just,
you're not taking
consider
their money
supporting.
every month.
No. So please consider supporting
that.
it. It's
Greg.
only per episode.
Greg, that is
Yeah.
remarkably not scammy at all.
That is the reason I'm doing it. And it's been like that for a long time. I felt because when I started, I set it up monthly, and I felt
Yeah.
terrible that people were paying me for like 3 months and not
Yeah.
getting a new video. So
Look at you with your conscience.
I try,
Yeah, that's weird.
but I don't think people are aware of it. So I just wanted to call it out because
Okay.
yeah,
So make a note of that. Greg is not scamming you. Hey, how you doing, Finn?
no e-begging happening here.
How you
Please
doing?
support my show.
Oh, Finn's asking me to be quiet.
Okay.
Okay, he's
He's done.
going to surprise me or something. I don't know what's going on here, but
Do your thing.
there you go. I guess that's it. Remember, if you are a Patreon supporter of us, you do get access to a special after show where we have fun. We crack wise. We play games. It's all very exciting. And that is if you are a $5 supporter of the show. Isn't that right, Finn? My dancing monkey behind me.
Yes.
So tune in after the show, friends. We look forward to seeing you there. There's Finn being uncharacteristically quiet,
The
except for his
tiny
little
version of Phil.
high-pitched screechies. And CJ,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Phil.
Gregory,
Yo,
thank you so much.
thank you, Phil.
Finn, thank you for wandering in here and joining me at the last minute and miming as though you are licking me.
Yeah.
You little weirdo. What were you playing earlier today? What game?
Kitten Kitty.
Kitten Kitty. You was playing Kitten Kitty. You were
Okay.
playing some Minecraft.
you
No
go.
Sword and Shield, and I was close to beating a fourth gym, fighting gym, and blah blah blah.
Nice.
Look at that. I can't talk about that though. He can talk about it as
He
much as he
can.
wants. I can't say anything about it.
There you go.
Why?
We'll explain it to you later.
Contractual agreements.
Yeah.
And of course, thanks to our wonderful listeners, we will see all y'all.
Ugh.
No, don't hit the microphone, dude. You can make all the noise.
No,
make some
no,
noise.
but yeah.
But okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.